Okay, how to replace the new toilet bowl water tank release valve, for lack of a better word, and how to install a toilet. Coming up, so stay tuned, and remember, easy 2 tips and tricks so you can see everything up close and personal. Tell a friend about my how-to home improvement channel, and united we stand, united we make it happen here on YouTube. So let's get to it. Okay, now this is what I'm talking about. Instead of it being a flap to let the water out of the toilet bowl, it's this new device which is a pain to install, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But this is Bella Cheese wax. It's pliable, alright? And I've taken this to preserve the rubber so it lasts longer. Everything's today's made not to last. I've gone around the edge of this with this cheese, alright, so that it now has this wax coating from this Bella cheese. And because it's pliable, it works really well. I've also used it here on the threading, alright, which will also put on my brass bolts as well, which I'll show you. Alright, so let's get to it. Alright, so this goes through the water tank and then it fits down into here like this, creating a seal. Alright, so I'll show you more about that. Well, a disclaimer here. Alright, this goes there. Alright, but I'm also going to take this wax. Okay, this is old school, and I'm just going to rub it real good around this rim of this rubber. You can see this is old. This will still work, but I'm going to preserve it. Okay. Okay, I've used this wax from the Bella cheese like pipe dope around this seal. Alright, now this is old school. Okay, then this is going to go right in this area. Alright, it's going to help with the seal, help to preserve it, and it's a win-win-win. Okay, now let's get to putting this toilet bowl on. Now to get this tight, you need a pretty big pipe wrench, alright? Okay, you want this snug by hand. And then just a quarter turn or so with your pipe wrench. Alright. Well, maybe a little more than a quarter turn. Maybe a couple turns, but you gotta feel it as you go. Alright, gotta feel it. That's why I'm grabbing down here at the bottom. Okay, probably about 2 good full turns. Alright, this goes inside the toilet bowl. Everything metal should be brass. The big box store that I got this from, this is what all they had to choose from. But it should come with a brass nut like this one. Alright, this is off the other one, off the other tank. So You want to get them online if you can do it ahead of time. Get everything brass, all right? And then this washer, this head's not as big. All right, I'll show you the comparison. This is the original, of course. Look how much smaller this is, and you have to put a washer on to compensate. This head on this one creates a washer. So if you know what you're going to do ahead of time, you want to get them online, or you can order the perfect ones, okay? Everything brass. So what I'm going to do to compensate, because this metal is going to rust, this is 100% silicone. And so I'm going to put this 100% silicone on here, create a coating. All right. So there you go, more than enough. Also put some silicone here on this rubber seal, all right? So seal up against this metal washer, and hopefully it'll preserve it and keep it from rusting out, which you know ultimately will cause a leak down the road. All right, so these bolts, once they're in the water tank, they go down through and mount at that point. All right, now we got to mount it. One bolt's in place. I've got to put the other one in. All right, now I've got this all sealed up with silicone. All right, that should give me a really good seal, watertight. All right, now there we go. Now I can go underneath and put it together, get it all tightened up. All right, you need a screwdriver with a real wide head, okay? Because these screws, for tightening it down, the toilet bowl, okay, reservoir, you need a wide head, all right, screwdriver to go in here, okay? And a 14 millimeter wrench. Okay, these new bolts are a 1/2 inch. The brass bolts were 14. Now, I am tightening these equally on each side of this toilet bowl, okay? This toilet bowl reservoir, I should say. That way it has equal pressure. Okay. And then you just want to get it good and snug. You don't want to break it. Okay, snug is good. And then if it drips or has any leakage, and you continue just to give it a 1/4 turn, 1/2 turn on each side till the dripping stops, and you should be okay at that point. All right. So keep that in mind. Equal pressure each side. Okay, count your turns. If you're here and you come to a 90, then you want to do the same on the other side. And that way you'll be real precise. Okay, you feel it. You want to feel it as it gets tight.